A slick, strong Scottish performance gets them the win at Murrayfield against Wales. And it looked great. Some great tries scored from the backs, the likes of Kinghorn, Tom Jordan, Darcy Graham, all going in for tries. What a win for Scotland. But there's definitely positives for Wales, but there's also some annoying parts of their performance which they'll look back at and be, they want to correct going into the final round, obviously against England. So we'll get into the match in a second, but first, guys, please do like the video if you like the review, and please do subscribe if you want to see more. I want to grow the channel more and do more rugby content, not just reviews and previews. We're going to get into that. But let's get into the game. Obviously, Wales actually get the first points of the game from a penalty to go 3-0 up. But then after that is some Scottish dominance. We get the first try in the corner from Blair Kinghorn, who had a superb game, and he gets man of the match. And I'm just happy because I love Blair Kinghorn, and not because he was my fantasy captain this week. But yes, 2 tries and a captain player of the match. Come on. He got me about 90 points, but never mind. Tom Jordan gets his first try soon after as well. His first ever try for Scotland. So a good achievement for Tom. He played fantastic today. Obviously filling in the Sion Tupelosu role because he is, of course, out injured. He's done very well at Six Nations, I think, and he played another blinding game today. So fair play to Tom Jordan, proving that he's not just a 10 or a 15, he can also play 12, very versatile, which is a good trait to have in a player. And then after that, actually, Wales bring one back. Anscombe does a lovely little chip in behind the Welsh defence, and Blair Murray gets there first. So a good try for Wales there. But it's not enough because soon Scotland go back down the other end and Darcy Graham goes over, which is fantastic for him because obviously he's coming back from that head injury against Ireland, where he did against his own player, Finn Russell. But good to see he's back and scoring at his 30th try for Scotland, so congrats to him. And then finally another try for Tom Jordan in the first half because of a bit of silly Welsh play, to be honest, because Blair Murray tries to keep the ball in play because I think it was... Oh, who was it? Was it Thomas or Anscombe? I think it was Ben Thomas who did a crossfield kick from like a quick turnover ball. And it was absolutely madness. A crossfield kick and it's just overhit. So Blair Murray does well to keep it in, but he chucks it back to Ben Thomas and he drops it. And from the knock-on, advantage is played and Tom Jordan kicks it ahead and dots down in the try area, in goal area. So yes, 28-8 at half time. The Scottish are running away with the game. But the Welsh do come back, but not in the first 10 minutes, the second half, because Kinghorn gets another from the back of a maul, or the maul sort of collapses in a couple of phases, and Kinghorn is over for his second try, and another 10 points for my fantasy team. But so good strong start to the second half from Scotland. But the Welsh do slowly crawl their way back into it. And it was a strange game, wasn't it? Because at this point, it's 35-8 to Scotland. And you're sort of thinking, it's done. The game's done. You sort of lose a bit of interest. It becomes a bit stale to watch. A bit like, oh, this is disappointing from Wales. And it is disappointing. A great performance against Ireland in round 3. They would have really hoped to back that up against a wounded Scottish team coming off the back of 2 losses. And just Wales want to prove that they are a team that you have to take seriously. And that was a disappointing first 50 minutes from the Welsh. But they do start to wake up. And first of all, we have a try from, I think it was Thomas, who was it? Is it Thomas Williams? Oh, sorry, I've written it down here. I think it was Thomas Williams who scored. I can't remember. Was it Teddy Williams? I can't remember. Wales score. Wales score a try. No, it was Ben Thomas. Ben Thomas scores, sorry. And then Teddy Williams gets the second one in the sort of the 60th, 70th minute period. And they actually get a third one through, I can't remember who scores now, but Blair Murray jumps over a tackle. And I said as soon as it happened, that's got to be disallowed because that's a clear jump. And he went on to score. Someone went on to score for Wales, and it was brought back and disallowed, and correctly so. So there we go. Also, just want to mention the first half, there was a check on Ben Thomas for a potential eye gouge from Van der Merwe. I think it's a difficult one. I don't think it's as clear cut as some fans are saying. Some fans are saying, yeah, it's natural, we shouldn't be looking at it. But I don't know, it did seem a little bit of a sort of, I don't know, you do that naturally to push something away. So it's a difficult one. He's not clearly looking at him, gouging him. He's kind of looking the other way as you try and hand off. But it was a contentious one. And Nigel Owens thought he might be in a bit of trouble in the commentary box. But no, referee Andrea Piardi gave it a no foul play, which I'm not overly annoyed with. I think you could call it correct decision. So yeah, anyway, going back to the second half, Scotland then, it's a bit, suddenly the game sort of woken up a bit. It's 35-22, so just within 2 converted tries range for Wales to get back into it and win. And you're thinking, can Wales get into this? They can't, because Scotland are basically camped in the Welsh half, even in the Welsh 22 for most of the remaining 10 minutes. And some good Welsh defence, to be fair, because the Scottish, they can never get over. They don't actually score another try. So in the end, I can't remember who it is. Someone gets a turnover, and is it Roberts, the 23? I can't remember. Makes a sort of line break. And eventually it's a penalty for an offside. I think it was Sutherland gave it away, or one of the Scottish players at the end. And in the 83rd minute, finally, we get another Welsh try. Max Llewellyn goes over, and Jared Evans is able to convert. So that makes it 35-29. 4-try bonus point for Wales, and a losing bonus point, obviously, because there's a 6-point losing margin. So 2 points for Wales to go on the Six Nations table, their first points of this Six Nations campaign. So that is still a positive. Away from home against a pretty good Scottish performance, to be fair. Scotland will be annoyed at their defensive errors. Maybe it's a sort of lapse in concentration because they're so far ahead and it's the last 20 minutes. And they'll also be a bit annoyed that they didn't score a single point for the last half an hour of the game. I think something's go. It slightly coincides with Finn Russell coming off. I think he was slowly pulling the strings, and he's underrated at that for Scotland. But Scotland will be disappointed they didn't get another point. Disappointed with the defensive errors, but also Wales will be kind of disappointed that they had a below average performance in the first half. But yeah, there it goes. It finishes 35-29. Good for Wales, get some points, show some more improvement. But Scotland get the win, 5 points, obviously, because there's a 4-try bonus point win. So they are still within contention of winning the Six Nations. They decide it. They will play France in Paris, final game of the Six Nations. We will get onto that in the middle of the week, but looking at how the potential weekend will unfold is so exciting. Probably the most exciting final weekend of the Six Nations in a few years, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years, because it's looking very, very tight at the top now. 4 teams who can still win it technically. So yeah, that's going to be an exciting one to preview next week or in the week. But that pretty much rounds up this one. Guys, as I said, if you got this far, please do like. It really does help show other people this review and push it onto other people's YouTube pages. I'd really appreciate that. And do subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this, more content. We're going to try and cover as many leagues as we can. I'm definitely doing Premiership, Super Rugby, MLR. I'll try and do URC or Top 14 as well. We'll get into some Women's Six Nations, Champions Cup, British and Irish Lions. All of it is right here on 24-hour Rugby Jake. So please do like and subscribe. And congrats to Scotland. Winning the Doddy Weir Cup, I should say. Nice moment, of course, to remember Doddy. Congratulations Scotland. Kinghorn man of match, come on. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.